All agents are currently assisting other customers. Please stay on the line and your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tell me one of those stories.
Very well. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Today's Nerd Fights was brought to you by the super secret Ferogan video game project. Oh, really? This is a real thing. This is actual footage. I don't know why either. And also by these guys, because I guess for some reason they want to support Salty. Those sons of bitch.
Computer and program?
And welcome everybody to the Danny Birthday Spectacular without Danny.
Technical difficulties are apparently the theme of this Wednesday because they dominated the tone of my day all day. So,
so hopefully,
including even coming in to hear my own self, the stupid thing wouldn't let my mic work.
Well, Danny's having problems hearing you, so I wonder if it's related.
Yeah, it's bad juju in the universe.
Yes. So hopefully Danny gets his stuff together soon so that we can get started. In the meantime, I'm exhausted. I don't know about you, but since I was in Portland, Oregon over the weekend and now I'm back, I'm like suffering from some serious jet lag plus just the whole culture shock of being there. And I do have to say, Frontier Air, not nearly as bad as I was expecting. They're the cheapest of the cheapo airlines. We were very nervous about flying on. They're the airline that, and they literally charge you a $40 fee if you want to talk to an agent at the ticket counter. It's insane. They charge you if you want assigned seating, as opposed to seats that they just randomly pick for you. So if you want to pick your own seat, they charge you for anything other than a personal item, like even carry-on bags. They charge you for that. They charge you for obviously your checked luggage. They charge you like even just drink service on the flight. They charge you like $3.99 for a Coke. It's just insane, all the charges. But the people were really nice. And I did learn one thing for those of you that suffer any kind of physical disability. Here's the secret. You buy the cheapest seats, you do all the cheap crap, and then you just roll up to the ticket counter in your wheelchair. And guess what? You get put in the first row along with your caregiver. So my wife and I sat in the first row in all 4 of our flights.
Hey, that goes exactly with what I was telling you about when we tried Southwest for the first time.
Yeah. And the people were very nice.
Yeah.
And and they basically, I rolled my wheelchair right up to the plane, and then one of their baggage handlers took the wheelchair and stowed it underneath in the in the cargo area. And then as soon as we landed, they went down and got it, and so that when I got off the plane, it was right there for me. And for people that actually have even more difficulty than I do, they will literally and thank you for the subscription to Sean, but to people who actually can't walk at all, they will wheel you. They have these special extra skinny wheelchairs that will fit in the aisle of the airplane, so they'll actually wheel you to your seat if you need to. So it's actually a very nice system. And like I said, everybody with Frontier, except for just the exception, and I hate to say it, Danny, but the people at Las Vegas, complete jerks. They damaged my wheelchair. And
did you have to go through McCarran? Well, whatever it's called now, but
I don't know. It's LAS, I think, or no, something
LA
like,
or Las Vegas.
It was Las Vegas, not LAX.
Yeah, so Vegas Airport, they changed from being called McCarran to being called
I don't know what it is, but it's in the middle of a desert, and there are freaking slot machines and stuff everywhere in the airport. And you feel like you're in a giant mall with slot machines in the Vegas airport. And the thing is that and Danny's out there trying to pimp people to donate to him, but he can't even bother to come onto the show.
Technology.
Yeah, but it's the Harry Reid Airport, I think.
It might be. That's what they renamed it. Yeah, it was renamed something.
Some senator.
Something.
I think it's the Harry Reid Airport. The people there, when they were trying to they damaged the wiring on the wheelchair and they refused to reconnect it and to get it working, unlike every other crew that I worked with on this flight. And I had to fly 4 times because there were 2 flights there, 2 flights back, and the people in Las Vegas, they just basically said, well, sorry, your wheelchair doesn't work. Oh, well. And so I had to, with my stupid handicapped self, push my own wheelchair across the airport to where I could sit down, flip the chair over, and start tearing apart the wiring harness with no tools, by the way, because you can't bring a tool into the airport. They'll think it's a weapon. So I'm sitting there working with wires and zip ties with nothing but my bare fingers. And let me tell you, that hurts. And I finally get the stupid thing working, but man, was I pissed. Because it would have taken those guys probably 10 seconds to do what it took me at least a half an hour to do. And like I said, everybody else that worked for Frontier Air that I encountered, very nice, very professional, and honestly an absolute delight to fly on their airline, except for the fact that they charge you for everything. And Darren, of course, lesson learned, never travel. I disagree, Darren. I want to travel more. If I had the money, I would travel more, because not because I care about all the places as much as the people. I think it's interesting to meet people in different places, and kind of get a feeling of the different cultures. Like you realize, like if you go, like the trip that we were on, even though we were really, you know, it was Portland and here, you know, in the Nashville area, but we had a 9-hour layover in Colorado and we had a 4-hour layover in Vegas. So that gave us an opportunity to interact with some people, and you kind of get a feeling for some of the differences in culture. And I would have actually really liked to, you know, if I had time, I would have loved to have been able to meet up with Danny, maybe meet up with the Salty Nerds guys or something, you know, and just kind of meet some people. And then same thing with Portland. I know a couple of people up there. Would have loved to have had a chance to meet them. I want to eventually get up to Canada, be able to see you, be able to see Captain Foley, you know, and just meet people in different areas. You know, but unfortunately, and let me tell you, Stanley, so 9-hour layover, let me tell you, that 9-hour layover turned into about a 10-hour layover because our flight was delayed, which really, really sucked.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Can hear you. You're very loud.
Hello?
Okay. I am so sorry. So last night, and hey, Michael, I want you to show the people. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Were you guys talking about something? I have not been able to listen.
Right, we were talking about anything important. I'm just
okay.
He was just saying his layover got extended by an extra hour.
Yeah.
Damn. Hey, hold up. You guys are so I'm loud, and I can hardly hear you guys, but I'm too loud. Is that right?
I turned you down, so you're fine now.
Yeah, you're good.
I adjusted your mic.
Okay. Say something.
Test
Hello.
1 2 test.
Perfect.
1.
Okay. All right. Cool. I got it all set up. Man, I am so sorry. So, last night. So I'm probably way overthinking this new show I'm adding to my channel. I'm pre-recording it and I'm trying to do it right, like dropping
the divorce thing.
Yeah. So you should show that. So Michael made me a little mini intro thing with the logo, and because I still don't know how to use After Effects. I'm just I'm doing good with Premiere as it is, but it's fun to learn new things. So maybe I'll get to After Effects soon enough. But yeah, will you show the people, and I can, like, while you're looking up the file, I can.
I still have it here.
Yeah, and so basically, the premise of this new show, "May Divorce Be With You," is my ex-wife and I. We got divorced about 12 years ago. We've known each other 30 years. We have 2 kids together. It's always freaked people out for some reason that she and I are like such good friends, but we're divorced. It really, like, people have a weird issue with it, and we've been getting flack for years, and not just flack, but then also there's the people, why don't you 2 get back together? And it's like, dude, that's the whole premise of the show. If and she and I have said this for years, if we stayed married, one of us would be dead, the other would be in jail, and our kids would be, effed. We just, sometimes people can't live together, you know what I mean? But you're still friends, they're good in small doses. And, so we did we were supposed to do it the other day, the review of our first episode, which is going to be The Witches of Eastwick. But she didn't, like, I'm like, again, I might be overthinking this. I'm a note taker, and because I'm a Gen Xer, I don't type it, I write it. And she was trying to say, oh, I'll remember everything I want to say. So she came over, we did our test with the single mic, and sounded good, played it back, like tinkered with that, got all that kind of stuff sounding good. It was weird having to like frame it, with, like, I've never done a 2-person thing, or no, I think I might have done it once, but I didn't care because it was a random live stream. But this, we're trying to, like, I won't say it's going to be podcast quality, but I want to put out a decent video, you know what I mean? So I'm dropping in clips, and I'm trying to edit it properly and put in your intro. And did you find it yet? Did I kill enough time for you to show the people?
In 10 seconds. I'm just waiting for you to shut up.
Oh, I was just trying to kill time for you to find the file. I was waiting for you to say, "Oh yeah, I got it." Okay, well, yeah, show the people. This is May Divorce Be With You.
That's not the finished version.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
Let me see.
I was yelling at you the whole time, but I think you muted me.
Well, it automatically.
Oh, it auto mutes.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, am I backwards to you guys or just to me? Because this
no,
is
just to you. You're
okay.
Not backwards.
All right, cool.
Yeah, it took me a little while to get used to that. Actually,
so
what's
weird,
worse is when you try to touch something on your face.
I was trying to, or fix my hair. That would be my thing. So I told Stacy last night, look, it's not that I don't like you, and this is fun and all, but it would be a lot easier if you would just like, I give you a link and you do it from your place. You know what I mean? Because no, dude, like just all the shit I had to change, all the settings I had to change to optimize it for no headphones, two people. Like, you guys ever watch Force of Light Entertainment? It's a YouTube channel.
No.
No.
But I have the correct version, by the way. Whenever you're
okay. Well, let me say this real quick. Force of Light Entertainment, I highly recommend them. Just type in the YouTube Force of Light Entertainment. It's two girls who primarily talk Star Wars, but they have a Star Wars themed logo and intro, and they're, you know, and they're two Southern girls. So it's, but they have, I basically tried to mimic, they sit next to each other. The whole point of this is they sit next to each other and have a single mic and no headphones, and they actually sound really good. So I was kind of trying to use them as a template. That's the main reason I brought them up. But anyway. So I want to respond to something Darren said. Can you highlight his critique for me, please? Okay. So, no, Stacy and I love it, because sometimes motherfuckers need to get divorced. All right. I'm just saying. So may divorce be with you. And I think that's our goal of what we're trying to do with this show. I'm actually it's the most fun I've had doing a show. And because I get a lot of feedback from friends and other people, because I'm not kidding, man. For the last decade plus, I could every freaking contact on my phone has made a comment. How like nobody's like, oh hey man, that's cool. You guys still get along. You're good parents to your kids. You don't talk shit about each other to your kids. You're friends. That's cool. Nobody says that. Everybody's like, wow, that's so weird. Mr. Canada, what do you think? Is it more like that in Canada? Is like
in Canada they don't.
I don't think it's weird. It's just not what most people assume is going to happen, because a lot of marriages that break up that I'm aware of, they don't break up on the best of terms. And
my first wife and I haven't spoken since my son graduated high school. So yeah.
So I mean, you can kind of testify on your own accord that it's not necessarily what people would expect. I think it's great. But I think it's definitely going to catch a lot of people off guard.
Well, right, and I'm hoping that'll get the show attention, because I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from my friends that have made those kind of comments when I talk to them about the show and show them clips, and like it's so funny. I know it's not like some grand masterpiece, Michael, but I've sent that little thing you did to several of my friends who've made that comment, and all of them unanimously have just like, pop their tits off. They're like, oh, that's I don't know if you did this on purpose. I've had more than a few people say it gave them a 90s Friends kind of vibe. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah, I kind of, because you said you wanted to make it feel like a sitcom kind of thing. So.
Well, yeah, because so the reason I think Stacy and I still get along so well is that I've known her since I was 14. So like we've known each other, like, she wasn't my first wife. You know what I mean? Like we've known each other at different stages in our lives, but we've always been able to maintain a friendship, and I actually, that's why I don't think it's in bad taste, Darren. I think more people could take away from this lesson. May divorce be with you. Sometimes, and I'll say it in a PG way this time, sometimes people should get divorced. Doesn't mean you got to go terminate the relationship, screw your kids over. Just sometimes you just can't live together. You know what I mean? But you can still co-parent, you can still be friends, you can still do all the
Ariel, he
good
was
stuff.
talking about his first wife. This is his second wife that he's doing the show with.
Yeah, I'm doing the show. Yeah, I haven't talked to my first wife.
He's been married like 18 times.
I've been married twice, jerk. I've been married twice.
Yeah. 2 marriages, 2 boys that were, he thought were girls or whatever.
What?
You just need to do things in 2s, I guess.
What are you talking about?
It was only ever one.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, you're talking about the tranny thing. There was only one time. That only happened
Oh,
once.
you
Fool me
said there
once.
were 2.
No, fool me once.
Highlander time. There can only be one.
I'll challenge you. You go back and you find the video. Anywho. I didn't even see Twinkle. Twinkle teaches. Thank you for the birthday gift of a $25 donation. Jason, can you help me figure out how to do the thing later?
Yeah,
where it comes up on the screen.
Probably end up going to the other program.
I love that other thing. Did you see that video, Michael?
Not yet. I haven't.
Even if you just watch it, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is so much better,
dude. He was able to like, I was being like the really critical, anal creative director, making him position shit. But the cool thing was he had the ability to do it. Like real quick.
It's got many more tools that and
it has dark mode. Why doesn't StreamYard have dark mode? That's why I'm so blown. Like my glasses, dark mode's great for glasses.
But then you need to make a good overlay for us, since it takes overlays. That'll
give me the dimensions, the specs, where you want what?
I don't know.
I think it would just.
I don't have access to your back end. Like I could.
Well,
I could troubleshoot it.
I'll go take a look at it on mine, because I'm the only one. I just got the 1 month I paid for.
Hey, Kermit and everybody else who's said it. Thank you for the birthday wishes.
I'm trying to remember.
Let me go see.
It's got to be cheaper if you pay for it a year at a time. Usually,
yeah, it is.
It always is
for a year, but it's still.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm late. We didn't get to have our pre-production meeting, and now we're kind of doing it live on air. But
so if you do,
it's my birthday. We do what I want.
Right. Happy birthday, man! Happy birthday.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Nobody's asked the important question yet. How old am I? Nobody's asked.
Well, I already know.
I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
You're not as old as me.
We have gray. Yeah. Michael dangled that over you forever.
Yeah, right.
That's the problem. You can get as old as you want. I'll still be older.
You'll still be older. Damn it.
He doesn't do it often with me, but he floats it over me every now and then too.
Oh well, yeah. So I never had an older brother, unless you want to count Matt Vader, who I'm actually. Somebody text that fool. He should be here to at least say hi. I know we like on camera have hate each other, but it'd be nice if he showed up. But
it's $500 basically.
How much?
$500.
Damn, a year
for the pro for a year.
Okay, guys. Well, no, today's my birthday. Tomorrow we'll do a fundraising stream. So let's like. And the goal
I
is.
see how you are. Today I was. I'm not going to pitch it. You're sounding a lot like Oprah right now. Hey, call. I'm a billionaire, but call the 800 number and save my property.
We'll help you donate $10 million.
Yeah. Well. Anyway.
Yes, Kermit, we're going to talk about Ahsoka. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're going to get there.
Oh, well, we can. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a couple other things I wanted to talk about, but we can do it at the end if the people, we got to give the people what they want. If they want us to talk Ahsoka, we can do that now.
So in that case, let's get right into the old hot takes.
Hot takes? All right.
So, it looks like you're first, Jay.
Oh, look. So comically, the first thing that hit my mind at the end of watching it last night was this episode further proves my assertion last week that Dave Filoni does not know how to direct. Because
I'm going to agree with you. Wait till my hot take. Yeah.
This was a much better paced episode, and we got things rather than frickin' teases.
Right.
Like, the biggest issue with last week's episode was the very best parts were all effectively just teases, even though they were in the middle of the episode.
Right,
So
I really
all
thought
the-
we were going to get Thrawn last week.
And we thought, yeah. So all we got was what we now wish could be turned into an entire live action series.
Yeah.
And then we went
Are you
back.
talking
and
about
then,
Clone Wars?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
and then we all of a sudden get it. The rest of the other half of the episode is boring, generally speaking. But this episode,
I wore my owl shirt just for you guys that put thought into this, because you said the owl meant something to Ahsoka.
Yeah. It's
so-
like a force spirit animal thing. It's So with this episode, we got better acts, we got better acting, although dude that plays Ezra is a little wooden, but that's okay. He doesn't seem to have a lot of credits. So
I don't recognize that dude from anything.
No. His
Yeah.
IMDb is pretty barren of any serious information in general.
See,
as well.
you have time to look that stuff up. I'm
the
too busy fixing technical difficulties.
Yeah, you have
Sorry.
to actually type in Ahsoka, IMDb. So
You know, if my computer, never mind. Whatever. Go ahead. Carry on.
So
Carry
yeah, the for me it was a solid episode. We'll talk scores at the other end of the show. But it is definitely more proof that our friend Filoni has to sit away from the director's chair. He needs to be
And notice
creative
he
control.
did write it. He wrote every episode.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. If you go back, and this is why this is just more fuel for my fire, because my original comment last week was based on already having done a bunch of digging over the previous 2 weeks into the fact that very little of the episodes that he has written are bad.
Mhm.
Almost everything he has actually been the director of
So-
has been middling at best. And
He
that's
didn't
not
direct
a
this
good
episode,
place.
is what
No,
you're
he did
saying?
not.
He did not.
No, I can't remember her name,
Okay.
but a lady did. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So actually, I was wrong earlier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we're going to disagree
Really?
on things. Yeah,
it was-
I didn't know. Yeah.
All right, well,
So I'm still not, like I said, it's solid. We'll talk scores a little later, but it was it was a big step up from last week's annoyance. So
all right, Danny.
First thing I want to say is Ray Stevenson, man, it's a shame that he passed way too young. He was so good in this episode. So good in this episode. And we got a little bit more backstory on him. And, you know, ever since I used to be a big comic book guy. Ever since my collection got stolen, I completely just stopped. If they ever make a comic about this character, at least please draw him like Ray Stevenson, so I can get I want to find out the depth of his backstory, because based on like his age, or at least we don't know his actual age, the age of the actor, I guess, in the time frame we know between where it is now and Revenge of the Sith, like. You know, I'm trying to figure out, unless you guys already know, like this is a story I want to be told, and it's a shame that he's dead, but they could do it in other medium, like comic books. They do that kind of thing all the
or
time.
novels or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So if that happens, he has really captured me with the character. Like I am really invested and interested in that character. And your little Chihuahua pit bull lady actually had lines in this episode.
Right.
And she seemed kind of not what I expected when she finally spoke. You know what I mean? So my point is that these are two interesting characters for the first time in Disney Star Wars history, in my opinion, but whatever. Well, that's not true. I liked Rogue One. But I was more invested and interested in that. I thought the beginning with the Ahsoka, and what's the droid's name? The smartass Doctor Who, Hyung or something, Hu Yang or
Dr. Hu Young.
yeah.
Hu Yang. So Man, that was almost as bad as Will Smith saying, "So what are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad or something?" Because you got the dude, but
A
like
long time ago.
a long ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I loved your little intro.
When that happened last night, I'm like, what is Mike going to do? Because that is not going to be left alone.
Yeah. So, but as much as I'm talking about it, I thought that was a little bit too on the nose, but that's probably just me. And then we don't get any more of Ahsoka the rest of the episode. It becomes the what's her name? Sabine Wren. Sabine Wren, is that right?
Yeah, Sabine and Thrawn show.
I'm still getting to know these characters. So and I don't mean to be a smartass, so I am. So it just comes out that way when I make these thumbnails. But it's like I saw you guys follow Drunk 3PO on Twitter. Are you familiar or watching?
I have him on my Twitter, but I don't always.
But I don't follow.
I don't see his stuff.
So
super often.
I don't know. Like I wish we had a Jamie. Jamie, pull up that tweet by Drunk 3PO. I'm serious, man, because like I don't know when it was from, but because shit'll show up on my feed from days ago for some reason. I really wish there was a way to put it back into real time. But he had a screen cap. Hire Jamie. Yeah, there you go. So, which is why you need to go to supportsalty.com and sign up there so you can support the podcast so we can do more things like hire Jamie or get computers that don't crash or headphones that work or software that costs $500 a freaking year to use. Is that more than StreamYard? How much does StreamYard cost a year?
It's the same. It's the same price for the Pro.
It's the same price? Okay. Yeah. All right. Jesus. So yeah, support the show. Help us out. We need it. I forgot what we were talking about. What was the tweet you
were looking for?
Oh, it was a screen cap of some dude giving, I guess, Drunk 3PO. I have no context other than I just happened to see this tweet. But apparently the guy, Drunk 3PO, I'm assuming he's like me, hasn't seen Rebels or Clone Wars. So he's lost. So apparently somebody replied to something he said with this like, well, it's a screen cap of the dude's message. I don't know if it's a YouTube comment or a Twitter comment, but it's a screen cap that Drunk 3PO posted. And it's this dude saying, if it's all you have to do is watch Rebels and you'll know like this and that. And like, so all the questions, the guy was basically saying the answers are out there. You just got to do homework. He said that without saying it. In Drunk 3PO, again, I'm just saying, and I are just of the opinion, I'm just guessing here based off of this tweet that no, I don't want to do any freaking homework. No, this isn't it. Hell, maybe he took it down. I don't know. It's a screen cap. It's very obviously a screen cap of a go to a media. Go back here. I'll look for it. Jesus, you guys talk.
Okay. Well, that's all right, but yeah, we get the idea, but it's a homework issue.
Yeah, man, and so that's my like. So other than some witches and a couple of mercenaries, which are paid help, so there's loyalty, whatever, are acting like this guy's the second coming of Christ. And I don't know who the frack he is as somebody who's only watched live action, So why is this guy a big deal?
Well, actually,
without me having to do homework, I'm sure you guys can answer that question.
I'll add on.
You had your hot take. We'll give you a chance in a minute. So, because I was going to talk about that anyway. So,
all right, so you go for that, but then I have an add-on to Danny's comment about.
So I will say this: yes, the homework factor is an annoyance. However, that's just the way of franchises nowadays. The problem is unlike the MCU and other big franchises, I don't like the idea of going from one type of medium to another. I don't like the idea of going from a comic or from a children's show to an adult show. That I don't like. And you okay there, Danny?
I'm raising my hand because I don't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Tell me to. So this is what worries me about James Gunn's plans for the DC. Because if you go back and watch his video, he clearly states that the comics, the video games, the cartoons, or the animated movies, and the movies are all going to be connected in his universe. That sounds like a lot of freaking homework to me, man.
Yeah, that sounds like he's trying to do some kind of multiverse connecting it all. And
that's kind of what Star Wars is doing. And I don't know how many people like me need to.
The problem is that unlike unlike with anything DC's trying to do, with Star Wars, it does all fit together nicely for the most part. It's not like Clone Wars and Rebels doesn't fit into the storyline.
No, but they fit so much. I am lost, dude.
Right. No, I get that.
Okay.
But my problem isn't the fitting of it. My problem is going from a children's show to an adult show. And I know some people say, but Clone Wars, and they're really, they're so well written, they're really for adults. Look, they're cartoons. The Clone Wars was marketed to younger people. And for me, I don't like the animation style. That's why I didn't watch it when it was first on.
And then he suffered through it because the stories were good.
Please read this, Michael. This was the one I was talking about.
You're about a lot of the Clone Wars scenes and things that you already explained in Rebels. I don't know how you can review the series and critique the heck out of these episodes. The answer's already out there. All times X-Wing and movies had to explain these things. Honestly should be common knowledge at this point. It's just weird that you refuse to watch Rebels, then bitch about stuff in the episodes that you don't understand because it's in Rebels. So
yeah, it's in Rebels. And look at this. So like, if you see go back to my screen real quick. So he quoted it and he says, "You must watch Rebels or you can't criticize Ahsoka." That's his caption on that thing.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. No, that's bullshit. People like him, like at least you guys aren't like that. You guys shit. Jason goes through the trouble sending me,
it should still stand on its own. There should, what they need to do is add at least enough exposition so that these characters make sense. Like I'll give you this much. Like with Thrawn, okay, and because I've been dying to talk about Thrawn here for a minute. So with Thrawn, they needed to at least.
Damn, Martin. Highlight that comment. That's beat up. Go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt. See, if I had that ability, I wouldn't have interrupted you.
I can't give you that ability until we get $500 to buy the software. So, sorry. Can't make it magically happen.
Guys, we need your super chats to make this a better show. It's better for everybody. And hey, by the way, thank you to all 20 people over on Salty's channel and all 3 on mine. Wow. And mine's the one that I pumped out everywhere. It's just, well.
Where's the Martin?
See, nobody loves me. This has been like the worst birthday of my life.
What you said,
and
Martin,
I only got one thing. Yeah, happy 50th. F you, bro. I'm 44. Okay. I'm 44. Thank you. That was
I know he looks 50, but yeah.
I'm 40. I've had a heart attack. Okay. It ages you. Okay. I'm 44.
So anyway, so with Thrawn, they had to at least establish.
Thank you, LDG.
They had to at least establish in the prior episodes that Thrawn is a military genius, that he's extremely dangerous, and that if he comes back, it spells almost certain doom for everybody. Now, did they establish that? I think they tried to. I think they at least conveyed that message, but you didn't really feel the urgency. They just kind of say, "Oh yeah, sure, Thrawn."
Like, so I'm not trying to be an a-hole, all right?
No.
But when they first reveal Thrawn, they try to make it epic. So you see all these like just troopers, different types, and then he's walking.
That's for the fans.
That's fine. We'll get to that when we do the screenshots. But my point is, my first view of Thrawn, someone who's just watched live action, is that they're doing a side cut. He's walking, so in between a bunch of stormtroopers. So you like a layer of stormtroopers, then him, then other stormtroopers. So you're kind of seeing it. You don't really see him. But then when he gets out, the dude's got like, beer gut, dad bod. It's like, I don't know, man. If they're going to pay you all this money, get rid of the belly. Like, it just looked like, no, because like, I totally was like, oh man, this is like a nobody.
The character's like 60 or 70. He's like 60 or 70 years old in the universe.
Man, I know a lot of fit and trim 67-year-olds.
So let me finish.
Sorry. My bad. Sorry.
All right. So but you're getting to my. See, the thing about Thrawn, and this is where I was very, very nervous. And you don't know Thrawn. Obviously, me and Jason do.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And so I know what to expect from Thrawn as far as behaviors and the way he does things, right? And based on what we saw in the animated series. Now, We only saw him for a few minutes in this first episode, but let me tell you, that was Thrawn. That absolutely was Thrawn. And so yeah, you're right. He has a dad bod.
See, look, John says, and I'm guessing he's seen it. He says the way he looked. Highlight the damn comment. Thank you. Yeah. He looked very.
Hey, it's got to jump 4 time zones. Give it a minute.
I understand, John, that he had a little bit more of a gut than the Thrawn in the animated series, but at the same time, look, you know, they got the best person they could get for the
so also, and I have to toss this in because if you don't know, you don't know. Moss Mikkelsen.
Now you know, Ninja. Sorry.
He did the voice for Thrawn in all of the cartoons.
Yeah. That is
I've read that, and that's great. Maybe that's why he got the job. But bro,
no, I know, but I mean,
you lose the gut, man. Come on, lose the gut. That's all I'm saying.
It's not. Look,
man. You know that's like Chris Pratt. Hold up, perfect example. Look at Chris.
Yeah,
Pratt,
Parks and Rec versus.
And then he gets hired to be Star-Lord, and then
actually, it was Zero Dark 30, but yeah.
Oh yeah, whatever. You get my point. It was like, I gotta lose some weight.
The research department, Jason. How old is this guy?
Research department. Just start calling me Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
You are the IT guy. We just throw it all
how
on
old
you.
Not Thrawn the character, but the guy playing him.
Lars himself, Mikkelsen. Yeah. He is born in 1964. So he's 59 years old.
Right. So he's 4 years older than me. Let me tell you from personal experience, the older you get, the harder it is to lose weight.
Bro, if somebody's paying me $500,000, I'll spend $250,000 to look like a lotus flower.
You don't know what his health thing is. And the only thing we know is that, he first of all, his voice is strong. He was, because he was thrown in the animated series.
So, then they should have hired whoever did Ahsoka's voice for that role then.
Oh, no, that would not have worked.
Oh, exactly. So it doesn't have, it doesn't, I got lucky there. I didn't know.
They got Katie Sackhoff to be
they got exceedingly lucky there.
Yeah, so she actually did the voice of Bo-Katan we talked about on Mandalorian, right? Yeah. See that, well, in that case they got lucky, but with this guy, this Thrawn guy, nah, man, lose the gut, dude. Come on. You even got people in the chat actually agreeing with me. I'm not gonna let go of that. That's losing a point.
I think that's a for a character like Thrawn, that's not worth fighting over, because Thrawn doesn't physically get into it with anybody.
We have in the research department has found something.
Breaking news.
He's not fat. I think this is stylization on the part of the production staff.
Really?
He's like ripped 10 years ago.
Okay, and look, when we do this screen by screen, I'm going to make you pause on it because there's just a really unflattering shot
the way the uniform falls
that made him look pregnant, dude. And I just remember thinking,
no, I agree. I agree 100%. But at the same time, I don't care if he has a dad bod, regardless of whether he actually does or not.
So let me ask you this question: if I was familiar with Thrawn, would I even give a frack about this point? Like, do you think I would have brought this up if I was familiar with who he is?
Because, like I said, Thrawn is not he doesn't physically fight anybody. He's entirely based on, he's 100% brain power. That's his thing. He outthinks you about everything. He knows every contingency. Like, think about what he did there with manipulating Sabine. Like, oh yes, we'll honor our agreement, and then he immediately sends the two guys to.
Oh yeah,
it's like, okay, so as soon as she finds Ezra, kill them both. Oh, by the way, we're also going to betray them and just leave.
Yeah.
So it's
if you've ever watched the movie The Djinn, Thrawn is like the Djinn. It's like, I'll fulfill your wish.
Well, I haven't seen that, but that actually to me just makes okay, this is how Thrawn comes off to me as someone new, if you're interested.
Yeah.
He's a bitch. He backstabs everybody because he doesn't want anybody to threaten his authority or his power. And that's why I never heard of him, because by the time the movies get to post this guy, he's going to get punked out like the bitch he is. That's how I feel. and that could be blasphemy. But I am not familiar with this character at all. What I've been
Well,
presented by Disney Star Wars makes me feel that.
And this is a solid part of the problem. So the add-on to the homework comment and to the potentially needing to or it would be better off if you did see all of the original content. The cartoons aren't for everybody. And in the same vein, I saw a ton of noise first thing this morning when I jumped onto Twitter about blah blah blah. They killed my series because somebody came out and said yet again that all of the extended universe printed content and the video games as well are non-canon.
Which they haven't been for a while.
They've never been canon.
Yeah.
Also, nobody reads books compared to watching something on the boob tube.
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah,
The
but no,
percentages
we're not
are
even talking about
completely-
books here. I don't even want to watch a cartoon.
The reason why I have to bring up books is because the biggest protests going on from the hyper fandom is Heir to the Empire, which is a trilogy of books, which was post Return of the Jedi, includes
Which is what
Thrawn.
this is kind of based
Based on this. It includes Thrawn, and they are pitching all holy hell. And
guys, please.
It's just
I used to be able to do it. Why can't I anymore? I don't want to interrupt. You see, I feel like a dick interrupting, but there are things that I see that you guys clearly don't. I could put on the screen while he's talking.
Well, dude, I get, give me $500.
Literally, he's out of slots. Which one? Dreamer.
There's been all kinds I wanted to reply to, but I didn't want to interrupt you.
Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, Ariel wants the Rule 34 version of the Thrawn picture.
Just, Danny, you send me $500, and by tomorrow you'll be able to do it.
Dude, I wish I had $500. I don't want to get into my. In fact, I want to thank the one and only person who's given me a birthday tip, chat, donation, whatever. Twinkle Teaches, thank you very much. If any of you guys want to feel so inclined, to do the same.
Or you can give me the $500 that he really needs so that he can stop moaning
or
about
that,
so we can make the show better. And get
if you're on his channel, if you're on his channel.
Now you're pointing away from me. Remember, you're reverse.
I'm pointing right. Oh, I am reverse. Okay, so if you're on his channel, donate to him. Definitely, we need that $500 goal. If you happen to be one of the 2 people on my channel, and I'm one of them, so I'm just shouting out into the ether. Feel free to donate. My chat tip thing is pinned in the whatever. Yeah. So let's get to the play-by-play, right?
Yeah. Now that Danny's complained a lot, all right. So, and by the way, +1 bonus for me to this episode in the fact that. Yes, we start out with space whales. We have space whales for like 2 minutes, and that's it. And so,
believe me, if it was nothing but space whales, I knew I was going to be able to hear your brain explode from across the continent.
You see, I can handle small bits of space whales. I don't mind, and I actually like the lore they added about the space whales. When they talked about why the space whales go to that particular planet and that kind of thing.
I don't know. I thought this intro scene looked cartoony and trash. Sorry.
I'm not talking about the visual effects here. I'm just saying that I think that the fact that the space whales we got in a small dose, which I'm okay with. It's kind of funny because we didn't get a lot of Ahsoka, which I do like Ahsoka's character, but I like the fact that we spent some time developing Sabine.
I got no problem. This was definitely like a Sabine and the the mercenaries. I forget their names off the top of my head. But like we got to
and his backstory was really well.
It makes me want more. I want more.
When we talked about Order 66 and what happened and how the differences between him and Ezra and that kind of thing. And of course, now Danny's abandoning us on his phone call because, he doesn't care.
This is the way.
This is not the way. All right. So So yeah, so they're in their little ship, and obviously it's so funny because this just looks like you're on a really long cross country drive, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah, they're like they've got the radio on, and
yeah, and they're just like, oh man, you know, I've heard
yeah.
my playlist on Spotify like
You know what would have been
8
funny is if you could have gotten away with overlaying "Country Road, Take Me Home."
No, I have no problem with any of this scene until he does the whole what are we, some kind of Suicide Squad. That was like
he tapped on the window of the fourth
well,
wall.
because first of all, if he's telling the story of A New Hope, that's the same galaxy that they are in.
No,
Not
we
far,
know.
far
I
away.
mean, reality is he would be telling an old story from thousands of
think
years
that it would-
ago. But
Yeah,
The
okay.
problem is that it's I think that they were trying to borrow a play from the Battlestar Galactica playbook where they were saying that some of the things that we hear in lore is actually part of their holy scriptures. You know, like all this has happened before and all of it will happen again. And some say that life here began out there and stuff like that. They say are in the scriptures, and those are all quotes from the old series. You know, and so I get that, but I think that doing a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away is way too on the nose.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
at least it was David Tennant.
You know what? I think I actually, like an idiot, I must have shared your link because I got friends texting me.
Well,
Like,
that's
this isn't your
you can
channel.
share my link because it's obviously share your link.
Obviously.
Yes.
Good job.
And so yeah, so basically, I think the only reason for this scene is so that Ahsoka could have some lines. That's the only scene she's in the entire episode.
Yeah. Far away.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in another galaxy,
I just want to say, when I was watching this, I was I got so bored at a certain point. I checked to see how far into it I was. And I was like just shot. It was like 9 minutes and 40 something seconds. And I just felt bored.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. And apparently you guys didn't. Okay.
For me, it was the other way around. I kept checking because a couple of times in the episode, I was afraid they were going to punt us off a cliff and say, haha, see you in a week.
yeah. I was really expecting, like, the way that they were saying, oh, you'll meet Thrawn soon. I was like, oh, crap, they're going to push Thrawn off till next week.
Yeah.
I was going to be so mad if we were weekend.
I think they should have done it like Amazing Spider-Man 299 style, where like you have Venom pops up in the final frame and that's it. You know what I mean? Type of thing. Like last week they should have had. No, I think last week. I think that would have been a good cliffhanger. You get there and then Thrawn makes some kind of comment,
I think they
and then boom.
the mystery box thing too far in these types of shows as it is, and I think that the show is trying to strike a nice balance between. Yes, there are things to look forward to in the next episode, but we're not going to bury everything until the last second.
Yeah, thank heavens, because because this episode, even though it was 45 minutes of solid content, this episode is way more packed like what you would get.
This is for Ariel. She requested this earlier.
Oh, the ASMR.
There you go. Sorry. Continue.
You see, you don't get to do that unless I get a super chat out of it. All right, Ariel. No more.
The episodes of Rebels
no
and
more
Clone
freebies.
Wars had a lot more things happen in them in 20 minutes than most of the episodes of Mando season 3 and several of the episodes of this season of Ahsoka or Ahsoka show. I don't know if it's ever going to get a second season or not, but yeah, there's been less that really happens. Like the criticisms that were coming out about episode 1 and 2, where it's like nothing happened. Yeah, well, functionally, considering how many minutes of runtime there was, nothing happened. But this episode, I found, actually had a whole lot more setup, exposition, and actual events that mattered.
Yeah. Now, there's Matt Vader on the other side of the wall. And I do like that, despite the fact that they're obviously enemies, he is clearly an honorable man.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character later when he talks to his apprentice. That was a really good scene. Yeah.
And since when did you take Jason's hate and anger? I don't, what?
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Daniel, enjoy being 36. I saw your comment earlier. My hair didn't start going gray until I was like 41. So.
Oh, that's your fine. Okay. All right. So then the ring of doom comes out of hyperspace, and we see this ringed planet.
You got a
and
super
thank you,
chat.
Twinkle, for a $5 super chat for the ASMR. I got Ariel's back. Thank you, Twinkle. I appreciate it. By the way, Dan, you should mute while you're chewing that,
He's giving away free ASMR.
Yeah.
Every one of those chips is $5. No.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, there we go. $5 a chip.
Yeah, when they came in on this ring, or the rings around the planet, that was an interesting shot.
We find out that the rings are actually decomposing whales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
And and that's why I say, like, I kind of dig what they did with the lore here.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to put a ship in the middle like Obi-Wan when he had that ring on his, But the ring itself is the...
I thought they were going to do that like with his Star Destroyer at first, but I guess not. I guess it's just a...
They may still do that. I don't know.
Well, no, because they're unloading the Star Destroyer. They're unloading all of his art.
No, they're loading...
No, they're loading
putting
stuff into it.
They're putting stuff into it.
Oh, I thought they were taking stuff out.
No, they're putting stuff in. And I mean, if you look at the fact that there's those two little indentations that line up with the two little indentations.
Right. Yeah, it would make sense if the Star Destroyer could dock with it.
Yeah.
And so, but it kind of makes you wonder. So, does that mean planets like Saturn have got like decomposing space whales?
I don't know, but Prozac, what's with the mean face? Thank you for stopping by, but you look angry. You must hate this show. So that's my takeaway from that. Okay, here's a little tease. $5 costs $5.
Okay. So they're almost ready, and they decide they're going to take Sabine down to the planet. Now,
Don, thank you. May the force be with you as well.
So they head down to the planet, and the planet's got some of the creepiest looking giant statues you've ever seen.
Which is classic Dathomirian witches stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, here's another piece of new lore: is the Dathomirian witches come from this world, and rode the space whales to the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah,
so this is actually their point of origin.
Cool. So it was new to both of us. Right on.
Yep. Yeah, this is new lore. Actually, this is the good stuff.
The resemblance to someone else I know with Morgan is just uncanny.
I'm going.
It's just uncanny.
Shut up! I'm going to punch you in the face.
Okay.
Okay. So
this was creepy. This is straight out like, why is it always like, whether it's Greek mythology or like Hocus Pocus or Witches of East? Why is it always 3 witches?
I don't know.
Is there a thing?
However, I do have to bring something up because I saw it come up from somebody in the comments right at the start of the stream. The center mother sister is Claudia Black.
Oh shit, from Farscape?
Yeah. I had no idea.
I see it. You can see it.
They got her in so
awesome.
much makeup and clothes. But now I'm going to have to go back and actually listen to all those parts. But yeah. Another basically science fiction royalty type person is Claudia Black, that's for sure. Because she was in Farscape and she was in Stargate and now she's in Star Wars.
Well, they're all holding little circle balls of doom.
Yes.
Because that's what witches do, I guess, in the Star Wars universe. is they make balls float. And so they thank her for bringing the ship, and then they say that Sabine is dangerous and that she reeks of Jedi, which is interesting.
I'm guessing it's a reference to the fact that there's some, ethereal touch left over on her from being, around Ahsoka all the time or something.
Is it, or is it the fact that she does have training?
Maybe.
Because she, like they said, they do say that she's dangerous. And remember, and this is something that I think is interesting, is that we learn this, of course, in the Mandalorian show, is that there are very few an elite sect of Mandalorians that have been trained in the Jedi arts, and these particular Mandalorians were extraordinarily dangerous.
Yeah. Well, and Mandalorians are generally dangerous.
I think you're muted, Danny. You're that, or you're just not.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So from my point of view, this felt like the witch's reaction to Sabine felt like foreshadowing. They're going to do the classic Kathleen Kennedy bullshit. They're going to Mary Sue this way's bitches They're going to Mary Sue this girl's way to being like Force user before the end of this show. That's what this was to me.
Nah, that scene earlier for me was the lock that she's got, or later I should say, is the lock that she's got nothing.
Oh, where she's in the prison thing. And
yeah, she's all like, I'm making it do something. No, that's just a Star Destroyer, honey.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm throwing it out there. I could be wrong, but that's what this felt like to me as someone who hadn't watched the show, the other shows.
Here's the thing. If it wasn't for the fact that Dave Filoni is writing this whole show, I'd probably agree with you.
Yes.
But the thing is that Dave Filoni created these characters to work as an ensemble, not for one of them to suddenly become the ultimate power in the universe.
I'm not saying she's going to be ultimate power, but I guarantee you, man, she's going to be wielding the Force before the end of this season.
Even if she does be anywhere near Ahsoka or Ezra level,
certainly not. Ezra
she doesn't
level.
need. She doesn't need to be. But
well,
that's what it felt like.
Mary Sue,
I mean, as far, well, I guess Mary Sue, from the point of view, they just now introduced in the Star Wars lore that apparently anybody can use the Force, not just Force sensitive people. So she would be a Mary Sue to those people.
Well, anybody can use the Force, but having a high midichlorian count makes it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, we just found this stuff out a couple weeks ago, though, is the thing. So,
well, I actually went back and I watched the training scene with Yoda from Empire Strikes Back. The dialogue in that scene is actually more than enough to show that it's everybody, yes, some people, specifically mostly.
Yeah. And that's what, I think the Force.
Or are you talking about the line where it's like the Force flows through all of us, through all living things, that whole thing.
And we're all luminous beings. We're not just, flesh and
blood.
Yeah, where you guys, yeah.
And so I think that everybody can inherently access the Force. It's just that for a person who is not quote unquote Force sensitive to actually be able to use the Force to the extent where you're moving objects or anything like that would take a ridiculous amount of focus and training.
Yeah.
And Sabine has had some of that training. She's trained, remember, she is trained under 2 Jedi Masters now. And so it's not like a Mary Sue would be just like, oh, I want to use the Force. I have it now. Like Rey. Rey just wished upon the star and suddenly had the Force.
Fair enough. So, hey, again, I got to learn how to do the overlay. And this person hasn't even chatted anywhere, but thank you for the $20 birthday gift, CCR, whoever you are. I'm guessing a Creedence Clearwater Revival fan or something.
You put it in the wrong chat.
Nonsense. If anybody else feels like I gotta do these little things like the videos. I feel bad. I'm sorry. So thank you. Say hi in the chat. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to the actual story. So they make the little doom balls tie a doom ball rope around her because that makes.
Yeah, I'm really not. Well, actually,
I was afraid at first. I thought they were going to kill her. I thought I was just like,
Well,
oh
why
my God.
not? I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no sense to keep her alive at this point.
No, but the balls are powered by magic, so they were the things that were to take her to her little prison cell. So
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, kill her. You just said she's dangerous and reeks of Jedi.
yeah, but they don't want to piss off.
Well, yeah, but Morgan and is it Balin?
Balin, yeah, they don't want to piss off Balin.
Both of them
Yes,
kind of made an
witches
argument for
didn't
keeping
make
her
that
alive.
agreement.
Yeah, but they made an argument for
Yes.
keeping her alive.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. And that's
And
why it didn't
Thrawn-
bother me.
Well, Thrawn will, of course, be very happy that she's alive.
Yeah,
he's delighted about that.
Which I don't understand. When we get there, you're going to have to explain.
We'll talk
to
about
me.
that when we get there.
Yeah.
That's the worst Hallmark moment of
Oh yeah, yeah.
is the fact that there's no explanation for why Thrawn knows Sabine so well. But yeah. So they take her to her prison and she's like, well, this sucks. And then they take off. Meanwhile, we get actually a nice scene with the two of them talking.
This was a really good scene.
Yeah.
Like this is where we get some backstory on Balin.
Right.
And I really like this character. I hate that the actor died in real life. And I know this sounds shitty, so I kind of hope they killed the character. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
I know. We've said it before.
yeah, it's really good in this. Well, this episode, he shines in this episode. He's actually acting. He's not just lightsaber dueling,
Right. Well, we don't really see. We only see the tiniest bit of lightsaber action. In this
It was Sabine and oh my God, I literally, when she was getting her ass beat with the blasters, I literally yelled at the screen, "Bitch, pull out your lightsaber!" Like 2 seconds later, she did it. So it was like,
So, and yes, dreamers out there, I am well aware of Thrawn and Sabine. I'm not saying I don't know. I'm saying it's a huge problem.
I'm saying I don't
Danny
know.
has no idea.
It is a huge problem that if you haven't seen Rebels, you don't know why the heck.
Dreamer out there, did you not see the drunk 3PO screenshot we shared earlier? Because you're sounding just like that person. Right. Like these two guys have seen it. I have not. So different.
And honestly, it's fine that they're interconnected. Don't get me wrong, but you've got to throw the exposition in there to explain
a line of dialogue. You've pointed this out in every episode, like a line of dialogue here, a line of dialogue there. I feel like it'd be more than a line of dialogue in this episode, but
this episode probably need about a minute or two of conversation about them recapping. Oh, it's been so long since I've seen you than when I collected your artwork and blah, 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 But he could say something like that so that we know they have a past and we can know a little something about it. And in fact, here's the way I would do it. Okay, since we're talking about it. So when they meet Thrawn and Thrawn's like, oh, yes, great that you kept her alive, right? Then you have, what's her name, Morgan say, why should we even keep her alive? And then he can say, well, you don't know her like I do. Let me tell you about our past.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That opens you up to spend about a minute for him to explain to her why they have such a complicated relationship.
You do this every week. You do this every week. You write better Star Wars than they do every week.
Right. And why he knows that if they turn her loose, she's going to find Ezra.
And just to bring even a finer point, and it actually even reinforces the point about reading and watching cartoons, is I just looked up what the estimated viewership was for Star Wars Rebels. Across all the seasons, it's basically only 750,000.
More people watch wrestling on a weekly basis.
More people,
YouTube channels that
watch junk YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Like, I mean junk. Like, I mean like just like random stuff. Not like
PewDiePie has millions.
Yeah. So yeah. Are the cartoons great? Yes. Do they contain a tremendous amount of lore? Yes. However, it's like Filoni has forgotten that only 750,000 people have actually watched what this is effectively a season 5 of.
Right.
Not hundreds of millions or billions of people, 750,000. So less than the average large city in the run of the whole world has seen The Secret, the whole 4 seasons.
Right. And so you need, so if assuming this show is doing well, that means that minimum 2/3 of your audience has not seen any of the lore.
Yeah. Like, and this is a huge problem. This is the Marvel accessibility problem.
Right. Well, but the difference is, and this is where I'll give Marvel some credit, is A, people know that's expected of Marvel, and so they follow along. And B, Marvel doesn't go from kids show to adult show and expect you to follow it.
What about Miss Marvel to Captain Marvel? Isn't that?
Yeah, it's tied together. Yeah.
Actually, I'll be honest with Miss Marvel, because I watched Miss Marvel and I liked it. But I guarantee you that when the Marvels comes out, if you had skipped Miss Marvel, it wouldn't throw you off, because Miss Marvel is just an exaggerated long thing about, okay, she found a magic bangle that gives her superpowers. That's all you got to know.
I actually still think that that's enough to break people's minds. That might actually no, you know what? No, you're wrong. You're right. I'm wrong, because the only people that are going to go to that movie are the people that watch that series. That movie is not going to do very well at all.
We'll see.
I mean, I'm not going to see it, but I'm a dude. It's not marketed to me, so
I'm not.
And
even
I didn't watch Miss Marvel.
I'm actually interested in it because 2 out of the 3 characters I like. I just don't like Captain Marvel.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean the 2 characters you had to watch a television show to even know who the frack they are or what's going on with them?
Mm-hmm. First of all, you read the comic books. You already knew who they were just as much as I did.
But as somebody who's frustrated with what we're talking about tonight, Ahsoka, and not knowing that stuff, I have both points of view. Yeah, it does. It's not hard, but it seems like, and I've brought this up many times, like comic books will always put if there's some weird backstory thing like this, they'll put a little asterisk in a yellow box at the bottom.
Right, but Marvel, you're forgetting. Look at what Marvel has done over the last few years. Even though I understand that post Infinity War, it's been a little lacking in direction. But if you look at the TV shows and the movies, if you skip the TV shows, you're okay. Like if you didn't watch Loki was a great show. But if you didn't watch Loki, it doesn't mean you're not going to understand the whole multiverse thing. And guess what? You still are introduced to Kang. Even though Kang was introduced in Loki, you can watch Ant-Man and stuff and get to know Kang, and you're just fine. You don't have to watch Loki to get this. And
yeah,
so
but I'm one of the rare people that agree with you. I actually really, really like Loki. I'm really looking forward to season 2. Season 2 looks awesome.
I don't get me wrong. I love Loki. It's one of my favorite shows. But I'm
agreeing with both your points.
Yes, but if you skip it, then Marvel makes sure that if you skip the TV show, you're okay.
Because if you skip WandaVision, Multiverse of Madness has you confused AF.
Oh, not really.
Yeah. Why is Scarlet Witch all of a sudden?
If you never saw WandaVision and you go to see Multiverse of Madness, what's the first thing you see of Wanda? She's having a dream about having kids. Then what happens? Then what happens? We find out that she's desperate to have kids, and she did something horrible to some town so that she could have kids. And this whole thing is, and then we find out that when you dream, it's actually a vision of you in another universe. And so she wants to go to other universes to get her kids. I mean, yeah, it's crazy, but it makes sense.
I'm also one of the few people that actually really liked WandaVision a lot.
So. Oh, I love WandaVision. You know what? I think that the Disney Plus shows for Marvel have been stronger than the movies for the last couple of seasons, except for I think that
Secret Invasion was terrible.
I actually enjoy. I know you hated it, but I actually enjoyed Secret Invasion. But I think that except for Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3, I think that most of the movies are kind of lackluster.
Hey, how do I get so I just watched, I have the digital on my Movies Anywhere of the Spider-Man No Way Home. But they released like another version of it in the theaters that had like another 30 minutes of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Is that not available to buy online, like digitally?
I didn't even know about it.
Okay, yeah, because I was looking all over for it and I can't find it. Yeah,
That's new.
I'm sure they'll release it eventually.
Yeah.
Stanley, I thought Guardians 3 was good. I didn't think it was great. I know a lot of people loved it. I thought it was really good. Unlike Danny, I didn't think that it was just animal abuse porn, but I did enjoy it. But
I've come around, but I'm just saying it's not for the faint of heart, man.
Some of
the shit is rough.
I did finally see it, and all I'll say is that rabbit.
Oh, that poor rabbit.
That rabbit was the point too far.
That
was too much. The rest of it,
I wasn't being a whiny little bitch, man.
The rabbit was a little much. The rabbit was a little much.
But I'm just saying they didn't show you them torturing.
No, but the fact that I'm watching this critter that looks like something off the set of the movie Virus,
right?
From back with Jamie Lee Curtis, or something from like the Doom 2 game, or Quake 2.
Sorry, Stanley. What's the name of it? And if I thought it was way more than 11 minutes, I'm not too worried about, but like 30, 45, that I'd want to see that. But so you say it's streaming. Just let me know what it's called so I can look it up, brother. Thank you.
Anyway, back to the actual thing we're supposed to be talking about.
Yes. So back to the homework driving conversation, maybe.
Yeah.
So they have a nice.
Which is what got us on our tangent anyway. That's what every TV show wants to do.
Which, by the way, I got to hand it to the good folks at Epic Games and Unreal. Keep in mind that the Unreal game engine is everything you see in this show.
All the distance stuff, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so this is a video game engine that they use to drive.
Hey man, I'm not like video games. Like I used to play them. I don't know why I fell out of them over the last decade. But what I was going to say was
a long way.
That scene, that was what I was talking about earlier in my hot take, where we actually got to see a lot more of the chick. I forget her name, but his apprentice. Because we didn't really know anything about her.
Well, and I like the fact that he even talks about he didn't train her to be a Jedi nor a Sith. He trained
her to be something more
greater, as he said.
Yes.
So
this was a really good. I like this scene a lot. So I just wanted to highlight it before you moved on.
So then she's back in prison and she decides
Force fake out.
Use the Force. But it turns out to just be his Star Destroyer. What a great intro for that Star Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, okay. Well, when you get to the shot, I know you're going to pause that. I'll bring it up then.
By the way,
holy cow. That's
actually
huge.
The Star Destroyer is inaccurate because the neck is way too short. Thrawn's Star Destroyer had one of those. It was the IDS-1 model that had the...
Shut up, nerd! Nobody cares!
See, this is what a Star Destroyer is supposed to look like.
So remember that trailer that faked me out?
Yeah.
It had a shot just like this, but it had to do with the lightsaber. But it was framed just like this.
Yeah.
So those bastards. I hate
again, video game engine we're looking
at. Yeah.
And I do love that they've got that huge art of the Chimera on the bottom of the ship.
Yeah.
If there's ever a distance shot, Danny, there's a two-headed snake chimera thing that's on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that from the show, I guess?
Yeah, the ship is actually called the Chimera.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Witches of Eastwick meet Thrawn. Now I like that the Thrawn's troopers have obviously been through a lot.
Well, there's a lot of them, like multicolored, different colored, gold-faced guys, all this stuff from the cartoon.
No, this is something.
No, this is something all
very
new.
Now, so you don't know who the gold-faced guy is.
The gold-faced guy. He said that's his head guy. That's
Enoch was his name. Was he in the cartoon? Was he in the cartoon?
No.
Okay.
He's a new character.
Now, what sucks, and I hope we don't have him stay in his helmet the whole time. That's Wes Chatham. That's the guy who played Amos from The Expanse.
Oh, is it? Okay.
In the gold mask.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So I really hope he gets to take his helmet off.
Man, if he takes off his armor, he's going to start scaring some people.
Yeah. So we got chick from Farscape,
Claudia
and now a dude.
Black,
yeah, Claudia Black, and now we got homie from Expanse. I actually liked his character. I need to go back and I haven't watched the final season. I really.
I gotta say, I dig that. Because at first I thought, what's with the red stripes? Is that supposed to indicate that they're holding their armor together?
Well, if it's not holding their armor
that
together,
looks like tape. Like they've got gray splotches, they got red tape.
I think because notice there's no discernible pattern to it. I think it's literally holding their armor together.
I agree. I think it's tape. I just think it's tape. It's like
I'm kind of wondering if the witches of Eastwick here don't have something to do with giving them extra powers or something, maybe.
Hey, I appreciate you guys doing that. If you want to see a review of Witches of Eastwick, the premiere episode of May Divorce Be With You will be on my channel soon.
And by soon, he means probably in a month.
Before I leave town. So hopefully Friday, but we'll see.
And by the way, that is definitely the Thrawn walk.
Okay,
right?
No, this is okay. This is the scene I'm talking about. Can you play a little bit of this, or not? Or
he's just walking.
Just toward the end. I want the shot where
the side profile,
where he comes out at the end. So okay, from here.
Yeah. Now
look at that. Look at this. Look at this fat fuck. Keep going. Who's playing?
Dude, watch the.
I'm sorry. Fat guy. Look, boom, look at that. Come on, man. Come on,
okay,
man.
So
the guy weighs 500 pounds.
No, but like, look, if you're my military leader, I don't want you looking like Donald Trump, damn it. I want you looking like
someone made. Okay, so this is, I don't know whether to call this the good or the bad.
Hold, please.
What are you going to tell him?
He ain't.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah. It was an artistic choice. And by the way, this guy's like 6'4". So with the jack boots on, this is why he towers over everybody in every shot. I'll wait for Danny to get back. But yeah, I really think that it was a choice that they made to try to make him aged out, because the character is something like 70 years old by now, or 75 years old. There's a lot of mystery to his character, even in the way it was written in the books, so we really don't necessarily know. The Wikipedia claims he was born in 59 BBY, so this puts him solidly at 70 years old. But I mean, regardless, we know he's been around for a solid chunk of time. And yeah, you get cozy in your old age.
And honestly, I mean, come on. I think it's a bit much to be.
Black is slimming. Oh, actually, yes. No, I owed somebody the Rule 34.
No, so it was.
That's also Lars Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
And this is from about 10 years ago. So
right.
Yeah, dude is skinny and tall.
So what is Rule 34? What is that?
Everything. I think that's the one where everything on the internet has prawn of it.
All right, Danny, any day now.
Bark, bark, bark.
And this is why we shouldn't do live shows.
We'll cut it out in post.
Yeah.
That's the joke. Although sometimes that's the fun of the flow. Like there's a podcast I listen to that they record it in a single take.
Right.
And regardless of what happens, that's the podcast. And that's actually Adam Curry from MTV, and his his partner in crime, John C. Dvorak, and it's hilarious because Adam constantly uses that line of, "Oh, I'll cut that out in post," and then John just chuckles because he knows that that ain't happening.
And Daniel, no, I don't think that they need to. I don't think Pierce Brosnan would be a good choice. I just don't. And thank you to I can't hold on. Let me get over there. Joe Biden says, "Hello, my friends. I'm glad we found our missing jet. I don't want us to turn into Kuroga. Why is Elon Musk blue in Star Trek?"
Although I am waiting to see the Elon Thrawn memes start slowly creeping.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Twitter.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't started
I haven't
already.
seen anything like that yet.
Yes,
so
I know you want all the attention. I know you do. Yes, you're the most important. I know. Yes, you are. Yes. You're a bat. You're a bat. You're a bat. Man, Danny, come on, buddy.
Yeah, I know. It's like search party. Activate. Yeah. Oh, here's one.
Okay. What does it say?
It's actually from that Star Wars girl. Disney literally turned Elon Musk into their villain grandpa, Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, that Star Wars
Thrawn
girl
look
hates
like Elon Musk painted blue. There's another. That one's less so because when you go off axis, you can see the difference in the face. But leaked footage of Elon Musk taking over Twitter, changing its name, and then forcing everyone to pay for it. Elon Thrawn and his crew.
Someone needs to do a deep fake of Thrawn with Elon Musk's face.
Actually, yeah, grab all of the.
Wouldn't be that hard because they do have similar facial structure and everything.
Grab all of the audio from the Rebels cartoon, slap that into the AI thing.
And well, no, because we want Elon Musk's voice, though.
You want his voice on top of
Thrawn. So
do the other way. Yeah.
And talking about how the Empire is going to develop a great electric car and move to Mars or something.
Well, he could take me to Mars.
Hey, I'll move to Mars. I don't have a problem with that, as long as they got good internet.
Yeah,
I could deal with the lower gravity.
Yeah, bring a copy of all the best file servers and streaming services.
Seriously, man, I would move. You know, Elon, if you're watching this, buddy, I will. You get me a comfy chair, good internet, and food, and I will move to Mars tomorrow.
John, excellent. You're more awake than me, and you're 3 hours or 4 hours ahead of me. Yeah. Old Robert Patrick.
And Ariel saying something about terms of service. Not sure. What'd you do?
I don't know. There was just static images from Twitter. When I think she was probably finally making the comment to when I put Lars with no shirt on the screen.
Oh yeah. Stanley says lots of food, but it's only potatoes. No, I need a little bit more. There's got to be some meat involved. I need some cow meat. We'll make Martian cows. Send me some Martian cows and a cattle rancher. So,
yes, you can quote it. Take me to the moon.
So you can have the moon. I'm going to Mars, buddy.
I'll take the moon. I'll take Mars. Just yeah. It's like that line from Alien 4, Alien Resurrection, when someone asked where they were going and the ship was on autopilot. The USN Auriga was on autopilot back to Earth.
Yeah.
And I think the line was something to the effect of, "Oh, that crap hole," or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
All right, so in the future, remind me not to try to engage the Mormons that knock on your door for no reason.
Those were the Mormons?
Yeah, so it was two
You should have
kids.
brought them on the show, man.
I wish I'd have had my, I could have streamed it. So here's the thing, like an idiot, they asked me, like somehow I ended up telling them about recently accepting Christ back into my heart, and and I started having like a real conversation with them, and then they were just trying to like pimp the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints thing. Yeah. So then I was like, I'm actually live on a thing. I gotta go, man. So I'm sorry. That was weird. Yeah, but the dogs started barking because they were ringing the doorbell.
Danny, listen to me, buddy. The Mormons ever come knocking again, bring them on the show. you think I'm kidding? I am not kidding. I will talk to them.
All right.
I will have no problem talking to those.
I mean,
Mormons.
they're probably still in the neighborhood if you want me to run outside.
No, not that much.
Yeah, we'll just say hail Satan. I mean, I
Moloch.
Yeah. So this is your dude right here. Here's
this is Lars right here. I am quite convinced that.
Well, he's wearing black. It's slimming. Come on, what's up with this?
There is also.
And how long ago was this? How long ago was this?
This one is from much more recently, but dude is. Okay, so dude is definitely not us.
Okay, how long? See, that looks like that's what I want my Grand Admiral Thrawn villain dude to look like.
So that's
not
that's from 10 years ago.
10 years. Well, man, 10 years does a lot, man.
Hold on.
Yeah, but when you combine, if you do the 10 years and you take the previous picture and this picture, I'm quite convinced it was purely an artistic choice on the part of the.
But
they want him to be fat.
Now, Danny, you and everybody else.
Why? I'm just saying.
Hold on, you and everybody else is bitching about Thrawn being so fat.
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
Is that Schwarzkopf?
Two 4-star generals time. and they're bigger than Thrawn. All right.
Fair enough. No, you're right. By the time you get to general, you're like, screw this, I don't got to work out every day anymor. All right.
Yeah, I've got dudes for that.
In good shape. It's just that they're not. Yeah, they're not fighting men anymore.
Yeah. He's got Amos to go fight for him.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry. I don't expect Thrawn to be, ready. He's not going to be Neo going, I know Kung Fu. That's not Thrawn. Thrawn is the guy that tells Neo to go, like I love the fact that, like, the way he did it. He's like, okay, as soon as he finds Ezra, you two will destroy them both. And then as soon as they're gone, okay, we're going to abandon them all.
You'll have to reshare your video window there. It dropped out of the items.
So, that's how Thrawn is. He's cunning and, intellectually he is a giant. Is he the martial arts master or whatever, or the combat guy? No. An insane hippie insane with a $5 super chat.
Hey man, it's my birthday, not his. You sent it to the wrong channel.
Hey. Oh, and we got Danny dancing here. Look at that.
Look at that. So, hey, I actually, I got something earlier and I didn't open it. And I guess I should have because it had a bunch of ice packs in it. I think this is a birthday present. Let's see.
From whom?
I don't want to dox anybody, but one of our viewers.
Well, while you're doing that, insane hippie insane said, do not expect Thrawn to be around long since Chiss lifespan is usually about 80 years old. Well, Thrawn is going to be around at least until the next movie.
We're obviously, because they can't change history, or maybe they can. We never, I've never heard of Thrawn before, so he's not in the future, and I've seen the future movies. So,
Well, you can change history because the world between worlds allows you to do that. But even if it doesn't matter. I mean, like I said, everybody gets obsessed over the sequel movie.
this.
Forget about the
Look at
freaking.
this. You see
Oh,
that?
that's
Cool.
nice.
Very nice.
No,
Yeah.
but they should each have like a Carolina Reaper. They should be chocolate dipped Carolina Reapers.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna eat one live on air, and if it's poison, well, it's been good, guys.
And Chief Cook says Cisco was fat and Chakotay too. What are you even smoking, dude?
What shows were you watching?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but sure, Scotty got fat, but Cisco and Chakotay, neither of them were fat.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, should have said Scotty, bro. None of those guys were. Yeah. Man, Kirk got a little chubby in the end, but that's age, man.
Yeah. But not until like Star Trek V really did Kirk start to show it.
Yeah.
And by 6, it was full on. I'm old.
Yeah.
So those were good. They're like apparently chocolate covered strawberries. I'm not a big chocolate guy, but I ate as many as I could.
I'm sorry, did I ignore you? I didn't mean to, Thomas. What did you say? He says, "My God, he ate a lot of those turtle people and got fat."
No, they were more like hermit crabs. Giant hermit crabs.
Although the smarmy part of my brain kept saying those are the not Ewoks.
But my problem with the hermit crab people is, well, we'll get to it in a minute. But if they have shells, why do they need to build houses?
Reasons?
But they have houses on their backs.
I don't know.
Yeah, but maybe they want a place to lay down with their mate.
Well, maybe they don't want to be laying face down in the dirt all the time.
Face down, ass up might be the way you like to crunk, but it's not a very comfortable way to sleep. So
you don't know. Are you a hermit crab? It might be very comfortable.
I've been accused of being a hermit from time to time, but not a hermit crab. So.
Right, but maybe it's very comfortable if you happen to be a hermit crab.
Look, Ariel says the shells are for hiding, the houses for living.
Yeah, and I know they also wore clothes. Stanley, how did they get the clothes on?
Oh, I already went there in my brain, and I just went, TV show.
Why are we talking about? We're not even to that scene
yet.
yet.
I don't know. Because we're talking about the Witches of Eastwick, and everybody meets.
Yeah, and then this is where Thrawn meets these two
evil Papa
sizes.
Smurf.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas, I don't know why Jason Eanes ate houses, but if I don't get any more birthday presents or donations, link is in the description in the chat on my channel.
Stop trying to take on my
I'm gonna need him to donate at least a room in one of those houses to me for sure.
First of all, we already got dibs on one of Jason's houses.
Twinkle's like for his
bad
eight
enough
thrones.
you're honing in on my super chats. I ain't trying to hone in on my housing. That ain't right.
His fallback plan.
Yeah.
I already told him that depending on how this next election goes, I may have to be an illegal alien up in Canada. So that's the way it goes.
I think we might all have to gang together and create Turdistan someplace.
Yes, I'm telling you, we should, and declare war on Kuroga. Just
the rest of the world will become known as Kuroga by that point.
So Thrawn basically meets up with Sabine, and this is the scene right here where it's like, okay, why do they know each other? It's obvious they do know each other, but there's zero context given. And so
did they used to bang?
No, nothing like that.
They were very much more enemies.
Remember,
see, like the way they were talking. To me, I was getting vibes like ex-girlfriend kind of vibe.
Remember, Thrawn, I don't know if you got this. I don't know if you understood what was going on with all the stuff being loaded up. But Thrawn has a huge art collection. Because
the witches were keeping it for him?
Yes. The art that he collects is the art of all his adversaries. He studies the artworks of those he fights. because he feels that gives him insights as to how they think and all that.
Oh, he's an art guy, so a lot of wine and cheese. That explains the gut. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
In-universe explanation now. Yeah.
Right. Now, moving on from that, Sabine is an artist, right? You've seen her. She paints, she's painted her scooter, she's painted her armor, and in the cartoon, she would paint anything she got in here. So basically, like when they were on various planets, and she'd just start tagging things. She was a graffiti artist, basically. Yeah. And so and I'm surprised I never mentioned this in this episode, because this would be another great thing to talk about. Thrawn has a collection of Sabine's work.
So why the hell, I don't know those crates they're loading are his artwork. I don't know about their relationship. I don't, much less the fact that he's collected her artwork. How hard is it to add freaking 2-3 lines of dialogue during all the, why?
Yeah.
Why not? Am I really, do I just need to,
and yes, I remember that I painted an entire TIE fighter.
Do I just have to just deal with the fact that this show is always going to assume and eventually either make me watch Rebels and Clone Wars or make me stop watching this show because they're just never going to tell me,
If there is a truthful, measured drop-off in people becoming lost enough to not watch, I will absolutely blame it on the lack of making sure that every single minute of time at the early opening of this was to...
And a £2 super chat from Gavin saying, "Happy birthday, Danny."
Thanks. That means you sent it to the wrong channel, but I appreciate the sentiment. It's fine. It's fine.
Absolutely sent it to the
$498 to go.
And you got some Catwoman action there. Yes. So we still
very nice.
The rest of our $500 here
yes.
in order to get that stupid software. So.
Well, see, so here's the thing, you guys. So I'll be honest. I will not be kind to this episode by the end of it. Yeah. And if you guys let me, I would just stop watching the show.
Well, we're not going to.
That I know.
Well, so, on the upside, hey, it's not some horrid season of Star Trek.
Yeah, but
it's not like we're going to be watching Discovery in a couple of months. So
I'm not watching Discovery.
There's only two more. There's only 2 more episodes left. So
all right,
because it's only 8 episodes, right? So, but yeah, so those first 2 episodes, if they had spent more time making sure that the homework factor was as reduced as possible, or I don't know, not just reduce the homework aspect a little bit, but sell people on the idea of actually wanting to watch the quote unquote source material.
Yeah.
Well, not to make it worse or what, I mean, maybe should they be showing ads to the other show or something, or promoting it in some way, shape, or form?
Right. I mean,
if you go on Disney Plus, if you actually go into the Star Wars section, they do have a bunch of conglomerations of episodes. One called the Ahsoka Essentials, but there's no active advertising going out of
and that's, you're absolutely right. You would think that they'd have a streaming.
I mean, where it sends me to, how when you watch something and you let it play, it just automatically sends you somewhere else. It sends me to the Book of Boba Fett. Why the hell are you doing that?
Yeah, that's wrong. That's broken.
Send me to Clone Wars or Rebels or something relevant, especially if you expect me to do all this damn homework.
What's actually bad too, and I don't know whether this is a fault, if this is fallout from people being on side with the writers and the actors on strike or what, but Disney's investment in dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's is so weak right now. If you go on to Disney Plus, where I am side watching it with the subtitles up right now, they still don't have the name of the episode on the episode.
Yeah, it's just called Part 6. Yeah.
But
even right now, 24 hours after it was out almost.
Right, but they 22 had hours. It up there immediately. I mean, there's no excuse for that. That's just something.
Yeah. I don't know why they do that. Hell, it should be available After
That would be
the
like not having
it
a
should have been
thumbnail.
the title should have been on there last night when I turned it on at 10
Right.
o'clock.
yes,
But
at least that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be like having a graphic arts guy that doesn't make your thumbnails on time, or
You know, I'm doing this for free, bro. Give me a break.
I think you got some.
You got wait.
You
Do
got
you
some,
have
you got
I
some
got two.
donations today, didn't you?
Yeah, I got two.
Yeah, they added up to more than all my super chats. So those
Well, if that's the case, I'll shut up. But hey, if you guys want to, you feel generous. It's my birthday, Ariel. Haven't seen anything from you yet, hon. Anyway,
you know what, dude? See, now you're in trouble. We need $500. We don't need.
Okay, here's another reason. Yeah, no, he does need $500 for our thing. So here's another reason I got ex-girl vibes. He gives her like clothing, weapons, rations, like
because he wants. Well, this is that whole bit with Thrawn where he wants her to think that that she is getting everything that she asked for.
Right. Because he wants her to find Ezra, because he has not been able to flush out Ezra. Ezra is too clever for that.
Yeah.
But
oh snap. My virtual panhandling and begging worked. I don't know who you are. And I don't want to dox your real name. You didn't give me any kind of message or note, but thank you so much for the donation. You know who you are. And if you would, let me know who you are in the chat.
How much I give you this time?
$20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so shut up now.
Okay, I'll shut up. Happy birthday to
I said
me.
shut up now, didn't I?
Dance, monkey boy.
You just don't. You see, every time you complain about not being able to click on a comment, I want you to remember today.
Hey man, if I somehow raise $500, I'll pay for this software myself. It's 2, 4, 6, so 440 away. Come on, we can do this, folks.
Doubt that, but so then we get this weird dog horse thing.
The rat dog.
Yeah, the rat dog horse.
Yeah.
That Sabine's going to ride off into the countryside to try and find Ezra.
And this is just, I don't know, his ribbons or tape, a little excessive on this guy. I mean, they're just kind of, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, that's why I kind of wonder if the Sisters of Eastwick there have something to do with what's going on.
I don't know.
with those troopers.
I think it's just holding the armor together.
All right. It could be a witchy thing though, because the witches are wearing the red mummy wraps, you know.
And so this is where he's like, okay, so now you guys go kill him. And and she goes off into the wilderness, and there's
He even gives her lightsaber back.
Oh yeah, well,
Like-
he absolutely wants her to think that she's actually.
If
got
he
a real
didn't give her
chance.
her lightsaber, she'd know that something was up.
Yeah.
Because what he does, and you have to understand, this is how smart Thrawn is that he knew if he didn't give her everything, she would be suspicious of him.
Yeah.
And so he gives her everything she could possibly need, including food, a ride, the whole 9 yards, and says, now, I kept up my end of the bargain, go find your friend. And so then when she rides off, the only thing she doesn't know is that she's being followed.
Well, as to Thrawn being smart, Sabine is just a dumbass, or she's just really terrible with her lightsaber. Why was not her first instinct as a Jedi to pull out the lightsaber and deflect all this stuff instead of getting her equipment
she's
is
not a
damaged
Jedi.
and her
She's not a Jedi. She can't deflect blaster bolts like that.
she can't. Okay.
That
Why
requires
really- this stuff,
Because she
man?
absolutely really isn't a Jedi. Like everybody keeps looking for the whammon thing. It ain't happening.
right. And you have to understand with her, it would be like you or I with a sword. She's skilled with it, but she's not. But she doesn't have magic level powers like a Jedi.
All right.
Yeah, because they have precog. They actually know where the blaster bolt's coming to. So
I was like, I literally yelled out loud, "Finally!" when she.
yeah, I know.
So notice, like she's with the lightsaber, she's aggressive, but defensively, she's using her armor.
Yeah.
And so, which makes sense based on, she basically, her defenses, she's using her Mandalorian skills. For offense, she's using what she learned from the Jedi. And I think that's a nice combination because it's something.
No, I dig it. I just didn't, I don't know what I don't know, man. I haven't watched Rebels. I don't know.
I know.
Like,
this is the hard part, right?
And okay, here's a good question on this shot. How does that massive Star Destroyer stay afloat in the perfect position inside an atmosphere of a planet?
Well, I don't know. We saw it in Rogue One, so it's not. Well,
I get that, but I just it was something I was asking. I was like,
because
I didn't hear anything.
They use anti-gravity, and that's their excuse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And by the way, see now, look. If you look at these stormtroopers, they are offloading the Star Destroyer.
No, they're actually loading it. If you let it play,
the stormtroopers are walking away from the Star Destroyer.
Push play.
Let it
push
play.
Yeah, see.
Push play. Look. See, no. They're coming onto the.
They're walking onto the. Okay. So
yeah.
So where are they coming from then?
The big obelisk penis the statue thingy. They're all on top of.
The magic elevator. How did any of them get on top of the magic elevator?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. They. That's not how the Force works.
Yeah. So they're still loading up, and meanwhile, she's got her. I did think this was a cute little scene with the dog.
It felt cartoony to me, but whatever. It's a sequel to a cartoon.
This was a very Dave Filoni scene.
Yeah. This is about as close as you get to a straight up cartoon scene from Rebels. That if you had watched it, you'd be like, yeah, see, this is more for kids. I can't do this.
Right.
Twinkle, hope I have a good. Are you leaving? Well, thank you for stopping by. If you are, I'm trying. It's the extent of my birthday. That's how hip and cool I am, kids.
So she's like, "Well, great. Now you found a rock, but it turns out the rock is the hermit crab people." Which I did think that was funny. When it first got up and moved, I was like, "Whoa!"
And look, like you know what this reminded me of? Did you see that press conference that the Mexican guy with the alien dead bodies?
You're not going to get racist, are you?
No.
I
know which one. I know. The crazy little coffin things.
The aliens that in Mexico. Yeah. That's what they kind of look like. These guys without the shell. It's like that's what I. That's what I
the eye stalks. Yeah.
So maybe Disney's just genius, and that was just a marketing ploy.
Mexicans are basically hermit crabs.
Oh man, have you not seen this clip?
No.
They trotted out 2 alien corpses as alien corpses on live internationally broadcast television, and the authorities in Mexico are like, these are aliens.
Under oath, they're testifying that they're alien. They're alien corpses,
and it turns out they stole them from Peru.
Those. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
part.
So the plot thickens. Yeah, this is a real thing. It really happened.
This just happened, dude. Probably while you were on your
flight.
In
the last few days. Yeah, like this probably happened when you landed on Friday night or whatever, or Saturday morning. It was probably still happening or whatever.
Mexican alien bodies. All right, let's see.
I take one trip and then everything goes sideways.
I know, right? Well, it wasn't our Congress, Daniel. I think it was the Mexican Congress,
something or other.
Yeah.
Thomas, of course, always being on the ball, sends it to me.
Oh, good. Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks.
AKA Salty Trekker Jamie.
So they look like they're from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
But they're tiny, dude. Like, you have to see them in perspective. They're as tiny as these guys.
I'm looking at the video right now.
Crazy, man. Are you just now learning about this live on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
I love it. What a wild world we live in.
It looks kind of fake, though. I mean,
it does.
Oh no, I mean, that's my expectation, but still.
No, I mean, and this guy's been accused. If you look up the guy doing the speaking, He's been accused of hoaxes in the past, so I don't think this is.
Yeah,
You know,
but I
yeah.
also at this point didn't expect an F-35 to fly off on its own. So there was that.
Well, you know, World War III is coming. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of World War III, back to the show. I don't know how that works, but I tried.
Well,
So
he's going
let's
to
just-
try to start World War III.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah.
so she tickles the crab. The crab likes it and calls his friends. While Dog
they go on a walk.
is amazed. And so they stand in a circle and hold hands for a minute, and then they decide that, hey, you know, she's got a rebel sticker. So
we have a new. I don't think I've seen Wonky Man before. Welcome to the show. I'm stealing this one, but someone said earlier, her ride looks like a warg with Down syndrome.
Wow.
Oh, that's pretty rough.
I don't know that I would go that far. That's kind of mean. But I mean, it does kind of look like a warg, like a friendly warg. But
yeah.
That's just me.
Oh my God, Thomas, that's not like you got to highlight that one. Come on, like you should have put it in quotes, but that's not what I was thinking.
Oh, jeez, Thomas.
It's not what I was thinking.
That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible, Thomas.
Oh, Ariel.
That is definitely in Dork's head.
No, it's not. But it was Ariel, the mystery thing. So thank you, Ariel. That was very generous. Thank you.
Ariel, it was the wrong channel.
Hey,
Hey man,
I'll use the line.
You let me be this guy one day of the year. Come on.
One day of the year for the fourth time. Anyway.
What were you saying, Jason?
Just a second. I got to find it.
What are you looking for now?
Just a second. This scene right now that you've got up though is the one where they
This is where he talks about the real power.
Yeah, and then he says that I'm gonna train you to be
more than a Jedi. Yeah.
The quote from The Expanse: "The more you share, the more your bowl will be plentiful."
There you go. Now, which is are they talking about his time at the temple, or was that the previous
this is
scene?
the time at the temple scene.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This was Ezra old enough, and it's like no, Ezra was too young, and Ezra wasn't even found. To be straight up honest about it, Ezra, no one.
He
even
wasn't
knew.
found until after 66.
Yeah.
You know, after the Empire justly put down the coup, trying to overthrow.
Hey man, you gotta give the people what they want. We wouldn't be here without the people. So I gotta quote it. I'm sorry. So the message I was supposed to get was "Happy birthday, Danny. Remember to rub this donation into Salty's face since I didn't donate to his channel."
Well, that's just dirty pool now.
Wow,
how dare you make me say that out loud? That's just, I feel awful just having to read that.
Make you say it. You quite. You not only said it, but you asked for it to be highlighted.
Maybe well, there could have been something in those chocolates that mind altering.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. Well, hey, I'm still alive, so they're not poisoned, so that's good. Ooh,
safety
cool if they
confirmed.
were. Like,
I want to know.
cool if they were.
So I want to know what the bigger super secret power is that he's seeking.
Yeah, because he makes a comment about there's something about this place, this planet,
and that there's something that he thinks the witches are afraid of.
Yeah, something calls to me. Can't you hear it? Something stirs here. Come on, can't you see it? I see bandits. So there's something about the planet that he's very interested in. So,
and this is supposed to be a different galaxy, right?
It is.
Yeah, they are now in a different galaxy. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they see the bandits, and I did have a laugh. I said to Matthew, with no wasted haste, I said, Any of my enemy is my friend, unless they're also my enemy too, because they're bandits. Like, yeah, little presumption going on there.
All right, so they finish up their little conversation about ultimate power, and then they see,
and they finally made her seem like a character and not a just
not an attack dog.
Yeah.
And then the bandits show up, and he's like, okay, well, let's join them. Meanwhile, the hermit crab people are getting ready to move, and they live in a hermit crab city, which makes no sense whatsoever.
Kinda. I mean, like if they're
How does that make
primitive, and
sense?
because I was about to explain, because if they're a primitive species and their first idea for design of shelter happens to mimic the nature shelter they've been given, it makes sense.
But they have a shelter all the time.
But
But
like
they can't
want a
put
little
their
bit
things in their shell. They got
I'm assuming they procreate somehow. You can't do that out in the public. You got to have some type of enclosed
Maybe
space.
they snap their shells together so they make a ball.
Now the funny thing
that
is,
sounds kind of hot, actually.
With how quickly they basically suggest that they can break camp and move. These critters, are they like the pikeys of the Star Wars world? For anyone who's ever watched Snatch, the movie, the caravan people from Snatch, they just break camp and run.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
you haven't seen Snatch?
It's a good movie.
Brad Pitt's in it.
Jason.
I think
Statham,
even
Brad
Jason
Pitt,
Statham. Yeah, Jason Statham. Yeah.
Big dude that was a soccer player first. I can't think of his name. He's really tall. He's like 6'4". Drive me nuts.
Well, I didn't realize I was sharing my screen with you still. I just now stopped sharing my screen.
That's okay. It's not like we had it up on the screen.
Yeah.
All right. So
Vinnie Jones was in it. Yeah.
So she's walking through the town. Look at that. He's adjusting his antenna to try and get better.
Yeah. See, look, you can't put an antenna on your shell. That wouldn't be
right. Yeah.
You could if you had a TV in your shell.
Did you notice my new avatar?
Yes.
Jason?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Michael?
Yes, I noticed it.
Yeah, I'll have to add that one of me on there as well as an avatar, so it's not just my the circly one.
And Lee Crystal, thank you so much with a $20 super chat saying happy birthday to me. Thank you.
No, it's my birthday. It's not his birthday. You sent it to the wrong channel, damn it.
Okay, actually, they have the date partially right. It is the 20th.
Yes, it is the 20th. See?
It's just the wrong month.
So it's yes, right day, wrong month. That's fine. Good job, Lee. I appreciate it. And
oh yeah, well, thank you.
That's $20 closer to getting that software. So shut up, Danny.
Thank you. No, thank you. Yeah. So
yeah.
It feels like a telethon line is about to come out. It's like every dollar helps.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're 478 away from the gold on Salty's channel.
All right.
What are they arguing about?
I'm not sure. Her title is sort of BS on whose title? I have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, they're talking about how the less than emphatic scene of the two of them seeing each other for the first time in 9 years.
Hey, King Sport Cow, thanks for dropping by to say happy birthday. Appreciate it, brother.
Which, by the way,
if you're feeling generous, check the pinned chat. Sorry.
King Sport Cow.
Yeah, King Sport Cal. He just said just dropping in. Happy birthday, Dork Knight. King Sport Cal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or King's Port Call, or I don't know how he says it.
Port Cal.
Cal. Yeah.
Porta potty?
Something. King's Port Cal. King Sport Cal. That's how I choose to see it. Yeah.
So, I wasn't exactly thrilled with how they acted the whole Sabine sees Ezra for the first time in 9 years. That kind of wasn't good enough for me, but
I didn't have a problem with it because, I mean, it was like I think that Ezra is the kind of guy that would just sit there and smart.
Hey, look, man, maybe one, I haven't seen the Rebels.
Yeah, that's...
Two, I know if I haven't seen a friend, and because you guys told me they're friends, they're not former lovers, they're just brother-sister type relationship. If I hadn't seen like, she's dead, so it's not a great example, but I had a relationship similar to that with Stacey Hudson, and if I saw her after 9 years, I'd have run up and given her a hug. They didn't hug, they didn't have any kind of emotion. It was just
even if there's no romance between them, the two of them have saved each other's lives countless times, and they trained together in the show. So for me, this is one of those, because I have the homework.
I definitely
do you homework, Dork?
Yeah, no, like, he's a dude I do a wrestling thing with occasionally. Now I know I shared your link everywhere today instead of my link. And I'm like, a stupid Danny.
That's the link you should be sharing.
So for me, it felt weak because I've got all the homework in, and I wanted it to be more quick, but not necessarily juvenile. It just didn't quite work for me.
Well, to me, I think it was fine because I think that if they had done it any other way, it would have been too over the top. I think that.
There's the hug. There we go. Finally.
I think their hugging was fine, and then him explaining their situation.
I don't know, man. Like, it just felt like if you hadn't seen somebody that could or could not have been dead for 9 years, and you had such a close connection with them, whether love, platonic love, brotherly love, whatever, it just seemed kind of flat to me.
Well, I didn't think so, but maybe it's just
all right.
And
so now the bad news barons are.
So why do I care about this guy? Tell me this. That's and why is my
we already talked about it because he's the most intelligent, brilliant strategist in the galaxy, and he's also a total Imperial simp.
You're telling me that.
Yeah.
But the show's not telling me that.
I understand the show's not telling you that, but that's what I'm telling you. That's why.
No, I know, but that's the.
So
but
not all of us. Is
that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, this is this whole problem. It's just a homework problem again, and this is the lack of show and. Well, they're not just not telling. They're not telling.
They're not doing either.
Really.
I would say I'd be satisfied with a little telling. Just giving like a little.
Yeah, like this is a huge problem, and it's for me. It's only made worse by the fact that I went off and I looked up the statistics for the viewership for the Rebels cartoon. 750,000 people have seen that series, give or take. Even if 1 million people saw it, that's nothing.
Dude, that's not even the audience of NXT, which is the lowest rated wrestling show. That's crazy. Yeah. And that's on a weekly basis. Are you printing something? What's that noise?
Somebody in my house is printing something, yes. There's a big printer right behind me.
I knew I heard a printer.
Tell them to stop. And there you have it. That's
pretty much.
That's pretty
much the episode. Yeah.
Far away. So with that, I'll say this: I still think it was a solid episode. I'm glad that we only got a minute of space whales, and we got a lot of character development on the side of all the villains as well as Sabine. And I thought that all that character development was long overdue and really good. In fact, I think this episode would have been a lot better if it was like episode 3. The problem is that they waited this long into the series to bring it this far, and they still lack explanation for some of the homework stuff for the lay people, which I really wish they would do. So I'm going to
Darth Maul. Great question, Darth Maul. So who is Thrawn? Whatever we want him to be?
No, Thrawn is a military general, and he's just a very, very intelligent one.
You know that. I
yeah,
don't.
actually, here's what's funny. The two smallest portions of the Star Wars fandom know about it. Those who watch Rebels and those who read the EU books, The Heir to the Empire. And that's it. And that's hardly anybody.
You got to think about the vast majority of people who are like me, like Drunk 3PO, like God knows who else. I'm sure there's tons of them that, we watch the movies. We might have even watched Ewok Adventure or whatever. But, we certainly haven't watched the cartoons, You're muted, Jason. But,
Ewok Adventure, huh?
Isn't that what's called, or Battle for Endor?
Yeah, something Endor, and there's two of them. I was muted because I just was waiting for the printer to
I
finish.
have they're boxed up. I have the DVD. I have that. I have droids.
So I'm going to give this episode a 7.5.
Wow.
I want to give it more, but unfortunately the homework problem takes it down a notch. And
wow. A 7.5.
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I thought that this was a really good episode. I understand you didn't like it, but that's because you're a jerk.
Wow. Okay. Wow. All right. Jason, it's not that annoying. You can talk over it.
Okay. All right. So first I dug up the two names of the Ewoks movies. It was Caravan of Courage and the Battle for Endor.
And the Battle for Endor. And they're on the same disc. I have the DVD with
yeah. So yeah, for me, I will
Jesus,
give this
Thomas, you're giving it an 8.7. John's giving it a 7.5. Oh, out of 20. Well, I think he's being a smart.
Oh no, that was John 7.5 out of 20.
So that's too much math, bro.
John was bring it down like 4 stars or 5 stars, like this. Like, don't go the other way. Don't go to 20.
Yeah, right.
I can't give it any more than a 7 because
now Kronos is just what 7.8, really?
I can't give it any more than a 7 because I'm still a little annoyed about just a couple of things here and there in the episode itself. But it was a solid watch. I will definitely be watching this episode again, if not for the least.
Jesus, really? You want to watch it again?
I want to watch it and actually
what is wrong? Maybe I
want to do this knowing that Claudia Black is one of the witches of Eastwick, because that's going to hit me different now that I realize.
Okay, I might. Okay, you know what? I might have to rewatch it just for that.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
that's a good point.
I can't read all the comments.
Thomas is a huge fan of the Ewok movies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now John, he's really being a smartass. 7.82 out of 15.53. I got a calculator, bro. I just choose not to use it.
Fractions, my boy.
Yeah.
Use fractions.
Oh, was Jason done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, 7.5 and 7.
All right, so help me do some math, if you don't mind, guys. All right.
You should probably give it a 10, 9, 8, plus 3, about 9.5, right?
No. So you say 5. What is your thing with 5? It's like it's
5 is like paint drying it. You could kind of
So if you for me at least, if I give it a score of 5 out of 10, it means if I have absolutely nothing to do, staring at the wall and doing nothing versus watching that episode is a coin toss.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's all I need to know. All right. So let's start. So baseline's 5. We're going to start at 5 here. All right. So first 10 minutes was boring. I'm going to take away half a point. That's 4.5. All right. So then the stupid ass. Oh, and even included in that. You know what? I'll include in the same 0.5. The stupid far away gimmick line, because that was in the first 10 minutes. Okay. So all that gets half a point down. All right, so then we get some good backstory with two intriguing characters that I actually like, and they're doing a good job of developing. So that I'm gonna get that half back. So we're back to 5. Okay. All right. So then I'm literally yelling at the TV for this dumb chick to pull out her lightsaber, but then she does, so that kind of cancels each other out. It's kind of like 5. Yeah, it's like it just everything keeps back. Yeah, everything keeps bouncing. Yeah, 5, man. This was a shit, boring ass. I don't really care. It was like I could, like, you know what's good about this episode? This is something I could have playing on a loop, just so I don't feel like I'm sitting here alone while I do something in Photoshop. You know that's
there we go. Oh no, wait a minute, that's not the one. There it is. What if you're doing things while watching it?
There, yes, there you go. Yeah, you know, I'll replay it for that. That's about it. You know. So right, am I being too mean? Should I give it? I'm trying to think because I didn't even like the ending. I don't know who Thrawn is. I actually no 5 is. I think I'm being generous. I'm giving this a 5.
Considering everything that you felt about the show so far, and again the fact that this thing is a homework monster.
I don't know any of the. Yeah, it's. I think 5 is fair.
Yeah.
And so with that, we finish up the episode. So we got a 5, a 7, and a 7.5. So that puts what our average score
6.5.
6.5. All right. So
which is actually pretty fair for this episode.
Have you noticed that like most of ours have been coming out an average of 6.5
between the 3 of us. 7.
Right.
Yeah.
But Danny, you got any big birthday plans tonight?
No, I wish I did. No,